If you don't remember, it's also okay. As always, you don't remember. So, modal verbs is a specific category of verbs that do not have present simple or present continuous forms. They are not past simple, past continuous forms, so they are just generally for present, for past, or for future. The first modal verb that you already know is to be. You remember we say that to be in present, it is am, or is, or are. It doesn't have present simple or present continuous forms. In past, it is was were, and in future, it is will be. Yeah, will be. So this is example of a modal verb. Another example of modal verb is can. So we say I can, she can, he can, we can, you can. No matter how much, there is no like I watch, she watches. We all can. And the same with can't. What is past for can? For example, to now I can do, could. So for past the same, not didn't, not wasn't, just could and couldn't. All right? All these verbs that have their own rules are called modal verbs. Easy? All right. Now we are going to talk about modal verbs of obligation and permission. Permission. Obligation, it is something that you must do according to the law. And permission is something that you can do, that your parents or teachers allow you to do. All right? We're going to look at the very easy one first. It's must. So do you remember how to use must? In what situations? Yeah, probably your school teachers have not told you, but the idea is that when we use must to talk about some obligation, it should be something like law. You know law? Do you know what law is? Rules. So laws or rules or something like, written. Like, as a teacher, not say that you must do that.
Капец.
And
Ничего не
you-
себе.
Hello, my British.
Please mute your microphone and tell everybody
Sorry.
that you're connecting to a lesson. So laws or rules, okay? So something that is really, really must have. So something that you cannot avoid doing. So in these situations, we use, for example, we can say that teens must go to school. By the way, it is law of Kazakhstan Republic. So there is no option like you can go to school or you don't want to go to school. You just must go to school. And also we use must when we refer to ourselves. Ourselves, like I, as a teacher, cannot say you must watch videos every day, but you can say yourself. Sometimes, there are situations when you have exam tomorrow or after 2 days and you say, I must prepare. So when you say yourself that something is very, very necessary, you can use must. The same, and we also can use must in situations when we recommend, another one, recommend something with very strong emotions. For example, you may have watched a film that you really, really like, and you can recommend this film to your friend, saying something like, you must watch it. It's cool. It's cool. It is not a law, right? It is not a rule, but it is just your emotion. And because you're very emotional, you will use must in this situation. All right? So, right, I will bring him out. This one's I know what it is. Now, if we look at negative form of mustn't, so when we use mustn't, we refer to something that is forbidden. Forbidden, it's something that you should forbid. Forbidden, it is something that you should not do in any circumstances. For example, what should and what we mustn't do according to the law. Okay, people mustn't kill other people. So because it's a law. Also, when we can use mustn't to talk about some rules in offices or in some buildings, like you mustn't make noise in the library, or in their library, it's better to say, in their library. Okay? Is it easy? Yes. Very easy, yes? Okay, that's why I said.
No, I don't understand. What is mustn't?
Mustn't, it is something that you cannot do in any circumstances. Like, you mustn't kill other people. It's a law.
It's rule.
It's a rule.
Rule.
Yes. Or drivers mustn't drink alcohol while they are driving. It's also a rule of Kazakhstan Republic. Okay? And Joe, is it easy? Good. Next thing that we are going to talk about is have to. Have to is also a modal verb, so it changes from have to has to. Like have to, it's I, you, we, they. Has to, it's she, he, it. So I have to, she has to. Actually, have to is usually used as synonym of must. Okay, so if we're talking about school program says you that they are the same synonyms. But actually, because you are studying advanced language, academic language, they are a little bit different. So when we use have to command, to give commands to others, So when we explain that something is very important. For example, I, as a teacher, give you homework and they say, like, guys or girls, you have to do your homeworks. Of course, it is not a rule, but it is very important for me that you do your homeworks. That's why I use have to. It is not recommendation, you cannot avoid it. It's just not must. I as a person cannot talk to other people using must. It is not correct in English language. That's why I prefer to say have to. Of course, when we are having an exam, there are some rules of exam that you must finish it at specific point of time. You mustn't cheat and you mustn't use your phones. This is rule of an exam. But when I just speak to you and tell about the homeworks, videos that I think that are important for you to do, I use just have to. Okay? Now, here I would like you to be very, very careful. We are going to talk about negative form of have to. It is don't or doesn't have to. Again, don't for I, you, we, they. Doesn't for he, she, and it. So don't and doesn't have to are not synonyms of mustn't. They are not synonyms, okay? Don't or doesn't have to we use when you don't need to do it, but you can. Like if you want to do it, it is not a problem. It's okay. If you don't want to do it, it's also not a problem. It is also okay. For example, Jules, I can tell you, yes, Jules, you don't have to do extra homework. But if you do extra homework, is it okay? Yes. Yes. But here, is it necessary? Must you do extra homework? No, you mustn't. That's all. So don't have to is synonym of don't need to. You can do it, but you don't need to do it. The same as you come home and you see, for example, 500 milliliters of milk at home. Actually, 500 milliliters of milk is enough for one dining tea, dinner tea or lunch tea. So actually, you don't have to buy any milk, but if you want to buy some extra milk, it's also okay. It is not bad, but it's not good. It's neutral. Okay? Is this clear? Yes. Are you sure? So let's do 3 exercises. I hope that we finish them in about 10 minutes, and we will talk about second type of conditional sentences. I would ask you to open your grammar reference and practice. It is in your workbook and student's book, page 116 and 117. Could you find? Yes. All right, so here are 3 exercises, 1, 2, and 3. Exercise 1 is super easy. It's only you choose between must and mustn't. And be careful, by the way, it's not mustn't. It's mustn't, so you don't read this t in the middle, okay? So it's mustn't. You choose between must and mustn't. For exercise 2, you write sentences using have to or don't have to. And exercise 3 is a little bit more complicated. You need to choose between must and have to, okay? And Joe, did you understand?
Yes, I understand. Okay.
Okay. So as you finish and you send me pictures of your homework on WhatsApp, okay? I will be checking
Okay.
WhatsApp. Agreed.